Okay, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi taala wabarakatuh. Okay, for today I would like to present regarding the title Sustainable Aquaculture and Food Security for the subject SA 6024 Sustainable Aquaculture. Okay, my name is Muhammad Azri bin Muhammad. I'm a student of Master of Science Aquaculture P4425 from University Malaysia Terengganu. Okay, so I go to the first section, which the introduction. Okay, introduction of sustainable aquaculture is consists of three parts. Number one is environment, the second one is social, and the third one is economic. So about the environment, is the risk and available resource must be in control and wisely used for the future consistent production with any negative impact to the nature. On the social part, community development, where the community can access sufficient, safe and nutritious foods at all time and provide stability environment for the community development. And for the economic, in the terms of the business must be profitable and can contribute to the world economic growth. There are interaction between the environment and social is bearable, which mean regarding the lifestyle adjustment about healthy environment and well-being of the community. And the interaction between economic and social is equitable, which means it can eradicate poverty and can reduce social inequality and can raise standard of living. And interaction between economic and environment is come the viable, which means economic growth with environment protection in the mind. Okay, so for introduction of the food security by the United Nations Committee on the World Food Security, all people at all time had physical, social and economic access to sufficient, safe, nutritious food that meets their food preference and dietary needs for an active and healthy life. So I go to the four components in the food security. Consists of the four. Okay, I go to the number one is the food availability. So to having a sufficient quantity of appropriate food available, it includes domestic production, import capacity, food stock and food aid. And the second one is the food access. In the food access must have a physical and economic access to the food, which include the purchasing power, income of population, transport and market infrastructure. And number three is the food utilization. It includes adequate dietary intake and ability to use nutrient in the body, which come the food safety, hygiene and manufacture practice apply in primary agriculture production, harvesting and storage, food processing, transporting, retail, household, diet quality and diversity, meeting needs in the term of energy, micro and macronutrient. And the last one, the stability, which consists of stability of supply and access, which consists of the weather viability, price fluctuation, politic factor and economic factor. Now I go to the threat to the food security. Okay, number one is the regarding of the world population. This is based from the statistic during for 1990s. The world population 5.3 billion and then rise up at the 2015 to 7.3 billion and estimate population at the 2050 9.7 billion. This is the rapid growth is regarding to the high birth rate in the developing country, mostly African as well in some country in Asia, South America. Okay, the second one is increased demand in food. Also based from the statistic during 1974 is estimate 1,280 million ton metric, and rise up at the 1997 to 1,843 million ton metric, and as for today, for the last year, rise up again to 2,497 million ton metric. This is due to the higher the level of economic development, the higher the level of the food consumption. Global economic growth result in increased wealth of the population, higher demand of food, and change in consumption pattern dominated by the consumption of animal products, especially meats and meats product. And the second one is the food price. Okay, so when the food price increase, also it increase the undernourished people and also obesity in the people. So it started for the global food crisis begin when the sudden increased food price all over the world during 2007 and 2008 resulted in increase the cost of food production, food product import, especially in developing country that depend on the import, and also have a catastrophic effect on the household budget. The food crisis play its part in the increase in the number of undernourished people all over the world. The worldwide regarding to the obesity, the worldwide problem of obesity is connected not only with the change in the lifestyle, but also with increase at the food price and its correlation with nutritive value of food and production cost. Basically, regarding eat junk food and fast food. And number 4 is loss of variety agriculture plant species. This is because the occurrence of the disease and pests and decrease the water supply in the agriculture place. And the last one is the regarding to the food losses and food waste. Okay, the food losses primarily occur in the low income country as a result of lack adequate infrastructure. And for the first, when the food waste is regarding, it's basically in the country where we have enough food, but then we eat a little bit, but the rest is we thrown away. Basically, the food waste increase during the festive season, and also when we have some plan or something regarding the marriage ceremony and so on. And we go to the why, we have to go to the sustainable aquaculture. So this is the base on the evidence research. So they have consist of 3: the environment, organism, and the people. So I go to the environment first, organism first, sorry. So organism in the sustainable aquaculture have a healthy stock, and also we can minimal chemical hazard. And during the sustainable aquaculture, of course, we must implement biosecurity farm, so we can prevent disease in, and also we can prevent the disease out of the farm. And because of the biosecurity farm, we can have a safe farm, and we can optimize farm system. Okay, you can use a recycle waste to improve the farming. And I go to the people. So for the sustainable aquaculture, we must have to gain knowledge and skill generation for the people. And we can also with the knowledge and skill generation, we can have a quality of employment, and we can also have a gender equalization between male and female. We can have a equitable income generation to the people, and also the most important is we can provide nutritious and safe food back to the people. And last, for our environment, the earth we living in, we can have a optimal water usage, and also we can optimal water quality because we have such a good system. And also we can also protect biodiversity and natural capital. And in the sustainable aquaculture, we have a low energy production, and also we can leave a low spatial footprint to the environment. So now I would like to state the three approach in the sustainable aquaculture. The approach number one is integrated aquaculture. Second one is aquaponic, and the third one is IMTA. So I go to the first approach, is the integrated aquaculture. So what is the integrated aquaculture? It's a consists of the fish culture, combination either with livestock or with the agriculture crops, or combination with the tree culture. So basically in the livestock we have cattle, pig, poultry, duck, goat and rabbit. And for the agriculture crops, okay, we have integrated with the paddy, horticulture, mushroom and seri. Seri is the mulberry and the silkworm. Okay, this is the picture is show that the integrated between chicken, the tilapia and the horticulture garden. So the chickens provide nutrient and also feed to the fish in terms of phytoplankton in the pond, and the water from the fish pond can provide nutrient to the horticulture garden, and then the water is going back to the fish pond as the filter system. We have a good water supply again back to the fish pond. Okay, what is the advantage of using integrated aquaculture? Of course, we can have a multiple income because we can have 2-3 types of culture. And also in the sustainable aquaculture, the major thing is we have recycling of waste. Because we have a 2-3 culture in minimum area, is the advantage. No need to have a big area, and we can have a pollution-free environment, and we can use efficient utilization of family labor. We can use a small amount of labor because we have a 3 integrated system. Okay, next I go through to the aquaponic. We consist of 3 elements. The first is the fish culture, bacteria and the hydroponics. So in the aquaponics, the fish usually culture in the either in the fiber tanks or HDPE tanks. And in the fish culture, the produced waste basically come from the uneaten feed and feces. And basically we are use fish basically in Malaysia is tilapia and catfish. Okay, for the bacteria in the aquaponic system is a nitrogen cycle bacteria. So the bacteria is function as to convert the fish waste, basically ammonia, convert to the nitrate, and then the final product is nitrate. So basically we use the nitrobacter in nitrosomonas bacteria in the aquaponic system. And the last one, the hydroponics. What is hydroponics? Is we growing plants without soil. Okay, and the function of the plant is the absorb the nitrate, the end product from the bacteria, as a nutrient for the growth. So the sample plant we use basically in Malaysia, we use lettuce and spinach. Okay. This is the picture regarding the what they call symbiotic between the fish, bacteria and the plant. Okay, why the advantage using aquaponics? Of course, again, if we can have a multiple income come from the fish and also for the plant. And the basic in the sustainable aquaculture must recycling of waste. Also, the good thing we can have the aquaponic anytime and anywhere, because they don't consist a bigger area, and also we can have a pollution free environment, and due to the very efficient bacteria and the plant, we can have a higher stocking density fish. Okay, and the last one is the integrated multitrophic aquaculture system. Basically, we use in the fed aquaculture in the marine fin fish. Okay, so the first is come from the fed aquaculture, consist from the fin fish. Okay, the fin fish produce waste, also come from the uneaten feed and the feces, and then the feces the filter by the shellfish is an organic extractive. So they filter the organic nutrient. Okay, consists of the protein, lipid, and carbohydrate come from the waste, and where also we can culture seaweeds, which have the function as an inorganic extractive, which use the nutrient for their growth, such as iron, zinc, and selenium. And the function in invertebrates in the IMTA as a deposit feeding uneaten feed and the feces. This is directly. Basically, we use the fin fish in the culture system, and then the uneaten feed and the feces will drop to the bottom of the sea, and where the invertebrate can have filter all the leftover, and also the nutrient. Organic can filter by the shellfish, and inorganic can be filtered by the seaweed. And what is the advantage of using IMTA? It's also the same. We can have a much bigger income, because we have four types of culture, and the basic is the same, recycling of the waste, and we can also have a bio mitigation, which remove excess nutrient, and also the carbon dioxide, and can supply oxygen in that particular area, and we can reduce ecological effect, and at the particular area we can have a biodiversity conservation. Okay, the last section for the conclusion is sustainable aquaculture and food security. In order to have a balance, we must have a good balance in environment, social, and economic, and then we can have a good, can provide food security, which have food available, accessible, utilizable, and stable to the people and community, and also for the country. Okay, must balance between the two items. Okay, this is my references. Okay, thank you.